This backyard bird outsmarts chickens and earns triple the profit. Part 1. Introduction. Imagine this for a moment. You walk out to your backyard early in the morning. The sun is just breaking over the horizon, and instead of hearing the familiar clucking of chickens or the quacking of ducks, you hear a unique, sharp call that sounds almost like laughter echoing across your land. Standing there in front of you is not a chicken, not a turkey, but a flock of curious, speckled birds with helmet-shaped heads and vibrant personalities, birds that most people in America have never even thought of raising. These are guinea fowl, and they might just be the next golden egg business hiding in plain sight. Now, you might be asking yourself, why would anyone raise guinea fowl instead of the usual chickens or turkeys? The answer is simple, because these birds are different. They're tougher, smarter, and surprisingly more profitable than most traditional poultry. While chickens have been called the bird that feeds the world, guinea fowl are the underrated superstars that quietly outperform them in ways that matter most to modern farmers: profitability, resilience, and uniqueness in the marketplace. Let's talk money, because at the end of the day, farming is both a passion and a business. A standard chicken in a U.S. grocery store sells for about $1.50 to $2 per pound, depending on the region and whether it's organic. Turkeys, especially around Thanksgiving, might fetch between $1.20 and $2.50 per pound in most retail markets. Ducks, considered slightly more exotic, usually hover around $3 to $5 per pound. But guinea fowl, in specialty markets, farm-to-table restaurants, and ethnic grocery stores, these birds command $6 to $8 per pound, sometimes even higher if branded as pasture-raised or organic. That's easily 2 to 3 times the income of a standard chicken. And here's the kicker: guinea fowl are not just about the meat. Their eggs are prized too. Though smaller than chicken eggs, they're richer in flavor, loaded with nutrients, and considered delicacies in some cuisines. They sell at premium prices in farmers' markets, often fetching 75 cents to $1.25 per egg compared to a regular chicken egg that might sell for just 20 cents to 30 cents wholesale. When you add meat plus eggs together, guinea fowl suddenly become more than just livestock. They're a business model in feathers. But the real magic lies in their story. Imagine being one of the first in your community to introduce a new product, something different, something exotic, something that sparks curiosity. That's what guinea fowl can do for you. They're not just another backyard bird, they're a conversation starter, a pest control army, and a profit-generating machine rolled into one. Most people think of farming as either old-fashioned or too risky. They picture disease outbreaks wiping out flocks, rising feed costs eating into margins, and long, grueling hours of labor with little reward. But here's where the guinea fowl flips that entire narrative upside down. These birds are hardier than chickens, cheaper to maintain than turkeys, and offer a unique niche market that ducks can't quite match. They don't just survive, they thrive in environments where other poultry might struggle. And that's why this story isn't just about farming. It's about unlocking a new business model that takes something unusual and transforms it into a steady, reliable income stream. Think about it. Americans love novelty. They love discovering new foods, new flavors, and new farming stories they can connect with. Just as Wagyu beef turned cattle into a luxury product and quail eggs found their way into high-end restaurants, guinea fowl is waiting for its spotlight. So here's the question: are you ready to look beyond the ordinary and discover how a strange-looking bird from Africa could rewrite your financial future? Stay tuned, because in the next chapters, we're going to break down exactly how guinea fowl farming works, why it's surprisingly simple to get started, and how it can turn your backyard into something far more valuable than you ever imagined. This isn't just another farming guide. It's an invitation to rethink what's possible, to embrace innovation, and to build a business that not only feeds your family but could also become the farm-to-fortune blueprint you've been waiting for. The hidden gem of poultry farming. Every great farming success story begins with an origin. Chickens, ducks, and turkeys have been staples of American farms for centuries, but the guinea fowl is a bird with a different kind of legacy. one that reaches far beyond American soil. The guinea fowl traces its roots back to the vast grasslands and savannas of Africa, where it evolved to thrive in tough, unpredictable environments. For thousands of years, African farmers and villagers valued these birds not just for their meat and eggs, but for their resilience. They survived in areas where other poultry would fail, feeding themselves on insects, weeds, and whatever nature provided. They became a symbol of adaptability and survival, a bird that seemed almost designed to work with humans rather than against them. Centuries ago, explorers and traders recognized their potential and carried them across oceans. They were introduced to Europe, where they became known as royal birds, often gracing the tables of nobility. Later, they reached Asia, including Vietnam, where local farmers saw an opportunity to create wealth from these unusual birds. Fast forward to today, and guinea fowl farming in Vietnam has become a proven pathway to profit, transforming small plots of land into thriving businesses. So why should Americans care about a bird that came from halfway across the world? The answer is simple: because the US market is primed and hungry for exactly what guinea fowl can offer. Let's start with health. Americans are more health conscious than ever before. According to recent food industry surveys, consumers are shifting toward leaner meats, nutrient-dense proteins, and unique culinary experiences that fit their lifestyle. Guinea fowl meat checks every single box. It's leaner than chicken, lower in fat, and packed with protein, iron, and essential vitamins. For fitness enthusiasts, athletes, and health-conscious families, it's a superfood wrapped in feathers. But the appeal doesn't stop there. The restaurant industry is driving demand for exotic and specialty meats. Farm-to-table dining, ethnic cuisine, and foodie culture have exploded in the US over the past decade. Chefs are always searching for the next ingredient that sets their menu apart, something that excites customers and keeps them coming back. Guinea fowl meat offers that exact opportunity. Its flavor is often described as a perfect balance between chicken and game birds, delicate yet distinctive, familiar yet exotic. It's the kind of dish a chef can proudly feature as a premium menu item with a higher price tag. And here's where the economics become truly exciting. If you walk into a typical grocery store, chicken might sell for $1.50 to $2 per pound. Even organic, pasture-raised chicken usually maxes out at $4 or $5 per pound. Compare that with guinea fowl, specialty butchers, online meat suppliers, and ethnic grocery stores regularly sell guinea fowl meat for $6 to $8 per pound, sometimes even more when marketed as free-range or organic. That's 2 to 3 times higher than regular chicken, giving farmers a far better return on their investment. Let's break that down with a simple example. Imagine you raise 500 guinea fowl in your backyard or small farm. Each bird reaches about 3 to 4 pounds of marketable weight. At $7 per pound, each bird could generate roughly $21 to $28 in revenue. Multiply that across 500 birds, and you're looking at $10 to $14 in sales from just one batch. Do 2 or 3 batches a year, and suddenly you've created a reliable, high-margin business that most people in your neighborhood don't even know exists. And it's not just meat. Remember those eggs? Guinea fowl eggs are small but mighty, known for their rich flavor and tough shells that keep them fresh longer than chicken eggs. They're prized in gourmet markets and can fetch 75 cents to $1.25 each, compared to the 20 cents to 30 cents you'd get from a standard chicken egg. For farmers selling directly at farmers markets or through specialty shops, this creates an additional, steady income stream that adds to the overall profitability. But beyond numbers, there's something bigger at play here: the trend of exotic foods. Walk into any major city in the US, New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, and you'll find entire neighborhoods built around international cuisines. From African stews to French bistro dishes, guinea fowl is already a hidden gem on some of these menus, waiting for more farmers to step up and meet demand. In Europe, guinea fowl is often celebrated as a gourmet delicacy, and Americans are following the same path. Consumers want foods with a story, foods that connect them to culture, tradition, and something unique. Guinea fowl delivers exactly that. So when you put it all together, the African heritage, the Vietnamese success stories, the health benefits, the premium restaurant demand, and the exotic food trend sweeping across America and Europe, the conclusion becomes clear. Guinea fowl is not just another bird. It's a hidden gem of poultry farming, a once overlooked opportunity that is now shining brighter than ever. And here's the best part. While most farmers are competing in the crowded chicken and turkey markets, Guinea fowl gives you the chance to stand apart, to be different, to tell a story that no one else in your community is telling. In business, standing out often means cashing in, and guinea fowl just might be the way to do it. Part 3. Understanding guinea fowl behavior, the success blueprint. To truly understand why guinea fowl are such a powerful opportunity, you need to look beyond their quirky appearance and unusual calls. What makes them special isn't just the premium price of their meat or eggs, it's their behavior, their instincts, and the way they practically work for the farmer instead of against them. If you've ever raised chickens, ducks, or turkeys, you'll quickly realize that guinea fowl play by a different set of rules. And that difference is exactly what makes them profitable. Active and energetic, nature's little marathon runners. Guinea fowl are bursting with energy. Unlike chickens that often sit and scratch in one small spot, guinea fowl love to run, roam, and explore. Watch them in a backyard or pasture and you'll see constant movement. They're curious, always pecking, always searching, always active. For a farmer, this is gold. Why? Because that natural energy means they're self-feeding to a large extent. While chickens might wait for you to bring the feed bucket, guinea fowl are out there in the grass, fields, and brush finding food on their own. They'll consume seeds, weeds, and even small pests without you lifting a finger. This reduces feed costs and keeps the birds healthier at the same time. In fact, many farmers compare guinea fowl to having a small army of pest hunters patrolling their land all day long. Which brings us to the next point. Natural pest control, your built-in insect army. If there's one thing that has put guinea fowl on the map in North America, it's their legendary ability to eat ticks and insects. Lyme disease, spread by ticks, has become a serious concern across many states. Entire neighborhoods in rural and suburban America have seen a surge of ticks carrying not just Lyme, but other tick-borne illnesses. Farmers, homesteaders, and even homeowners are desperate for natural solutions that keep their families, pets, and livestock safe. This is where guinea fowl shine. A small flock of 10 to 15 birds can cover several acres, gobbling up ticks, grasshoppers, beetles, flies, and even small rodents. They're like a natural, eco-friendly pest control service. No chemicals, no sprays, just a bird doing what it was designed to do. Imagine being able to market your guinea fowl not just for their meat and eggs, but as living pest control machines. Suddenly, your farm isn't just producing food, it's providing a service. One that resonates deeply with eco-conscious consumers who want sustainability and chemical-free solutions. In fact, some U.S. farmers have already tapped into this niche, selling guinea fowl not for meat but to suburban homeowners who want to protect their yards from ticks. That's another revenue stream, another angle for profit. Strong survival traits, built tough by nature. Now let's talk durability. One of the hardest parts of poultry farming is disease. Chickens, for all their popularity, are prone to a long list of illnesses, from respiratory infections to parasites, that can wipe out entire flocks overnight. Turkeys, while bigger and more profitable per bird, are famously fragile, but guinea fowl, they're tough. Raised in the wild grasslands of Africa, guinea fowl evolved with strong immune systems. They're naturally resistant to many of the common diseases that plague other poultry. That means fewer vet bills, fewer medications, and fewer losses. For a farmer, that translates directly into higher survival rates and bigger profits. And let's be clear, when you're running a farm, even a survival difference of just 10% can make or break your profit margins. Guinea fowl survival rates often reach 95 to 97% when managed properly, numbers that most chicken or turkey farmers would envy. Growth speed. from hatchling to market in 75 to 90 days. Another huge advantage is their growth cycle. Guinea fowl are fast growers. From tiny keets, baby guinea fowl, to full market weight. You're looking at just 75 to 90 days. That's 3 short months before you're ready to sell, harvest, and profit. Compare that with turkeys, which can take 4 to 6 months to raise. Or with cattle, which can take years before turning a profit. Guinea fowl give you quick turnaround, allowing for multiple production cycles in a single year. For small farmers or backyard entrepreneurs, this speed is everything. It means you don't have to wait forever to see results. You can raise a batch, sell them, and reinvest into the next flock, building momentum and income steadily. High survival rate, profit insurance built into the bird. Finally, let's talk numbers. If you start with 1.000 guinea fowl keets and raise them correctly, you can expect 950 to 970 birds to make it to market. That's a survival rate of up to 97%. To put that into perspective, if you raise chickens under similar conditions, you might expect anywhere between 85% and 90% survival. Those extra 7 to 12% surviving birds aren't just statistics, they're extra money in your pocket. Extra meat to sell, and extra eggs to market. This is why guinea fowl behavior isn't just interesting, it's the blueprint for success. They're naturally designed to lower your costs, protect your land, grow quickly, and survive better than most other poultry. That combination makes them one of the most profitable and sustainable birds you can raise today. So the next time someone tells you farming is too risky, too expensive, or too much work, remember the guinea fowl. These birds are proof that with the right choice, farming doesn't have to be a gamble. It can be a calculated, intelligent business decision, one where the odds are finally stacked in your favor. Part 4. The perfect farm setup. If you want to unlock the full potential of guinea fowl farming, it all starts with one thing: the setup. Just like a successful restaurant needs a clean kitchen in a good location, your guinea fowl business needs the right environment from day one. A poorly designed coop or badly chosen location can cost you money, birds, and even your motivation. But when you get the setup right, the entire system works almost on autopilot. Your birds grow faster, stay healthier, and bring in more profit with less stress. Let's break down the blueprint for the perfect farm setup. 4.1 Location and housing, the foundation of success. The first golden rule: location matters more than you think. Guinea fowl are tough, but like all animals, they thrive in the right conditions. That means choosing a spot that's elevated, dry, and well ventilated. Why elevated? Because water is your enemy. Standing water around your co-op creates breeding grounds for mosquitoes, bacteria, and parasites. By building on slightly raised ground, you protect your flock from flooding and heavy rains and keep their living space dry and healthy. Next, think about air quality and pollution. Don't build too close to highways, industrial zones, or stagnant water sources. A clean, quiet environment doesn't just reduce stress for your birds, it makes your farm safer and your products more marketable as clean, sustainable, and chemical-free. And here's a pro tip most beginners overlook: co-op orientation. Position your co-op facing east or southeast. Why? Because it allows your birds to catch the gentle morning sun, which warms and energizes them, while avoiding harsh afternoon heat and cold northern winds. This small detail can reduce heating and cooling costs, improve bird comfort, and boost productivity. 4.2 Housing design. Building the ideal co-op. Once you've chosen the right location, it's time to design the co-op itself. This is where science meets practicality. Space requirements. Guinea fowl are active birds, so cramming them into a tight space is a recipe for disaster. The rule of thumb is 5 to 7 birds per square meter. That means if you're raising 500 birds, you'll need about 70 to 100 square meters of indoor co-op space. But don't forget, they also need room to run outside. Ideally, your setup should follow a 1:3 ratio. 1 part indoor housing to 3 parts outdoor yard. Flooring. A cement or concrete floor is best for hygiene. But don't leave it bare. Cover it with biolitter, such as rice husks, wood shavings, or sawdust treated with beneficial microbes. This bedding absorbs moisture, reduces odor, and even helps recycle waste into organic matter. Plus, it keeps your birds warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. Walls and ventilation. Build walls up to about half a meter with bricks or blocks. Then complete the rest with strong wire mesh. This combination keeps the co-op sturdy while allowing airflow. Guinea fowl thrive in well-ventilated environments, so don't suffocate them with closed walls. Fresh air means fewer respiratory problems and healthier growth. Feeding and watering systems. Don't underestimate this. Hand feeding and filling water bowls might work for 20 or 30 birds. But if you're running a flock of hundreds, it becomes back-breaking work. That's why successful farmers invest in automatic feeders and waterers. They reduce labor, prevent feed wastage, and make sure your birds always have access to fresh food and clean water. It's one of the smartest upgrades you can make to save time and money in the long run. 4.3 Outdoor space, the playground of productivity. Here's where guinea fowl farming gets fun. These birds don't want to be locked inside all day. They thrive when they can roam, forage, and express their natural behaviors. A good outdoor space is like a gym and buffet combined. It keeps them healthy while lowering your feed costs. Sunbathing areas. Guinea fowl love sunlight. It boosts their vitamin D levels, strengthens their immune systems, and keeps them active. Make sure part of your yard is open and sunny, where they can stretch their wings and soak up the rays. Shaded zones. But balance is key. Too much sun, especially in the summer, can cause heat stress. Provide 30% shaded coverage using trees, bamboo, or simple shade structures like corrugated roofing or palm leaves. This gives your birds a cool spot to retreat during the hottest hours of the day. Dust bathing pits. One of the most overlooked needs in poultry is the dust bath. Guinea fowl instinctively roll in sand or fine soil to clean their feathers and rid themselves of mites and parasites. By giving them dedicated dust bathing pits filled with clean sand or ash, you let nature handle pest control for free. Safety first. Predator-proof fencing. Remember, guinea fowl are prey animals. Raccoons, foxes, hawks, and even stray dogs can wipe out your investment in a single night. That's why strong fencing is non-negotiable. Use sturdy wire mesh at least 6 feet high, with the bottom buried 12 to 18 inches underground to stop predators from digging in. If hawks or owls are a problem in your area, consider overhead netting for extra protection. Think of your outdoor space as an investment, not a cost. The more comfortable and natural their environment, the healthier and more productive your flock will be. By now, you can see why the setup matters so much. It's not just about giving the birds a place to live, it's about designing a system where they can thrive with minimal intervention from you. A smart location, a well-ventilated co-op, automated systems, and a secure outdoor yard create the foundation for a farm that runs smoothly and profitably. When you combine the natural strengths of guinea fowl with the right setup, you don't just have birds, you have a living asset, one that grows in value every single day. Part 5. Breeding and chick management. Every successful farming business starts with one key decision: the quality of your stock. You can build the best co-op in the world, buy the most expensive feeders, and follow every guideline, but if your starting birds are weak, sick, or poorly bred, your farm will never reach its potential. That's why choosing the right guinea fowl chicks, or keets, as they're called, is the first step toward turning your backyard into a profitable enterprise. 5.1 Choosing quality stock. Your birds are your brand. When you invest in guinea fowl keets, don't just buy from the cheapest seller you can find. Look for trusted hatcheries or reputable local breeders who specialize in guinea fowl. These professionals provide not only healthier stock but also proper vaccination records and proof of origin. So what does a strong keet look like? It's simple. Bright, alert eyes, no discharge, no dullness. Fluffy, even feathers, not patchy or dull. Steady on their feet, walking without limping or weakness. Clean, dry navel area, a sign of healthy development. No deformities. Avoid birds with twisted legs, crooked beaks, or unusual swelling. Each keet should weigh about 30 to 35 grams at 1 to 3 days old. Healthy chicks are curious and active, not lethargic or huddled in a corner. Remember this golden rule: good genetics and healthy chicks account for 50% of your success. If you cut corners at the start, you'll pay for it later in poor growth, disease outbreaks, and higher mortality. 5.2 Brooding stage, days 1 to 7, the critical first week. Once your keets arrive, the clock starts ticking. The first 7 days are the most critical stage in their entire life cycle. Get this week right, and you set the foundation for survival and growth. Get it wrong, and you could lose half your flock. Temperature control. Guinea fowl keets are fragile when they first hatch. They need warmth, ideally 32 to 35 degrees Celsius, 90 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit, for the first few days. Use heat lamps, infrared bulbs, or safe brooders to maintain this range. Watch your birds closely. If they huddle directly under the lamp, they're cold. If they scatter far away, they're too hot. The goal is to see them spread out comfortably. Lighting. Provide 24-hour lighting for the first week. Constant light ensures they can find food and water at all times, which is vital in those early days. Feed and nutrition. Start them on special chick starter feed, ideally 22 to 24% protein. Lay the feed out on flat trays or even paper in the first few days to make it easy for them to find. Supplement with vitamins like vitamin C and electrolytes in their drinking water to boost immunity and reduce stress. Water. Always provide fresh, clean water. Add a bit of glucose, 5 grams per liter, or vitamin C, 1 gram per liter, during the first few days. Keets dehydrate quickly, and dehydration can kill them faster than hunger. With proper brooding, you can achieve survival rates of 98% or higher in this stage. That's profit insurance. 5.3 Grow out stage, after 1 week, from fragile to fierce. After the first week, your keets begin to transform. Their down feathers are replaced with stronger plumage, and their body temperature stabilizes. This is when you can transition them from a fully controlled environment to a semi-free range system. Here's how to do it right. Space and environment. Move them into larger pens or allow supervised outdoor access. Guinea fowl love exploring, and giving them space encourages natural foraging behavior. Feeding mix. At this stage, you can start blending their diet. Industrial feed, around 70%, to guarantee balanced protein and minerals. Grains, about 20%, cracked corn, wheat, or rice bran to cut feed costs. Natural foods, about 10%, insects, earthworms, weeds, and greens. These not only save money but also boost the flavor and quality of the meat. Supplements. Continue providing vitamins and minerals in small doses. Think of it as an insurance policy for growth. Lighting. Reduce artificial lighting to 16 to 18 hours a day. At this point, they don't need constant exposure, but they still benefit from extended daylight to eat and grow. By week 2, you'll notice something remarkable. Your keets are no longer fragile chicks, they're energetic little hunters. Constantly moving, pecking, and foraging. This is when the unique advantage of guinea fowl farming kicks in. Unlike chickens that rely heavily on bagged feed, guinea fowl naturally reduce your expenses by finding part of their own diet. Survival and growth. With proper management, you can maintain a 95 to 97% survival rate during this stage. By 75 to 90 days, your birds will reach 1.5 to 2 kilograms, 3 to 4 pounds. Ready for market. That's speed and efficiency at its best. So here's the blueprint. Choose strong keets. Nail the brooding stage, and ease them into a balanced semi-free range system. When you follow this path, you're not just raising birds, you're raising a reliable income stream that grows stronger with every cycle. This is how small farmers in Vietnam turned a niche bird into a booming business. And this is how you, right here in America, can do the same. Part 6. Feeding and nutrition. the 5-star menu. If housing is the foundation of your farm, then feeding is the fuel that powers your profits. What you put into your guinea fowl determines exactly what you get out: growth speed, egg production, survival rates, and ultimately, your bottom line. Feed isn't just about keeping birds alive, it's about designing a 5-star menu that balances cost, nutrition, and natural instincts. And here's the truth every farmer knows: feed is your biggest expense, often accounting for 60 to 70% of total production costs. That means every decision you make about feed directly impacts your profit margin. But the good news? Guinea fowl are some of the most cost-efficient poultry you can raise, especially when you use their natural foraging behavior to your advantage. Daily intake. Knowing the numbers. An adult guinea fowl eats about 95 to 110 grams of feed per day. On paper, that doesn't sound like much. But scale it up. 100 birds equals 10 kilograms per day, about 22 pounds. 500 birds equals 50 to 55 kilograms per day, 110 minus 120 pounds. 1.000 birds equals 100 to 110 kilograms per day, 220 to 240 pounds. At first glance, those numbers might make you nervous. But remember, guinea fowl aren't like broiler chickens locked in a pen. They naturally supplement their diet by foraging, eating weeds, seeds, insects, and even ticks, meaning your actual purchased feed requirement can drop significantly if you give them access to pasture or a well-managed yard. The balanced formula: science meets simplicity. A winning guinea fowl diet looks like this: 70% industrial feed, high-quality poultry pellets or crumbles formulated for meat birds. This ensures they get protein, 22–24% for chicks, 18 to 20% for adults, calcium, and other essential nutrients. Think of this as your nutritional insurance policy. 20% grains, corn, wheat, rice bran, or sorghum. These are energy-rich, cheaper than industrial feed, and can often be sourced locally. They also make meat taste better and eggs richer in flavor. 10% natural protein in greens, earthworms, grasshoppers, beetles, termites, kitchen scraps, garden weeds, and leafy greens like kale, spinach, or clover. This not only reduces costs but also improves bird health and consumer appeal. You can honestly market your product as partially pasture-raised or naturally enhanced. This blend keeps your flock strong, your costs manageable, and your products marketable as premium quality. Cost breakdown: where the money goes. Let's put numbers to it. Suppose you raise 1.000 guinea fowl. Each bird eats approximately 100 grams per day, right pointing arrow 100 kilograms per day for the flock. Over 90 days, market age. That's 9.000 kilograms of feed. At 40 cents per pound, 88 cents per kilogram, for industrial feed. That's around $7.900 in feed costs if you rely 100% on purchased feed. But here's the beauty of guinea fowl. If you let them forage and supplement 30 to 40% of their diet naturally, you slash that cost down to $4.500, $5.500. That difference is pure profit margin. Tips for reducing feed costs: smarter, not harder. This is where American farmers can really lean in. Instead of thinking of feed as a fixed cost, think of it as an optimization puzzle. Here are proven ways to reduce costs without sacrificing growth. 1. Farm byproducts. Leftover grains from breweries, spent grain, rice bran, wheat bran, or corn husks from local mills. Vegetable trimmings, overripe produce, or rejected crops from local markets. 2. Local grains. Buy corn and wheat directly from nearby farmers in bulk. Consider growing small patches of corn or millet specifically for your flock. 3. Natural protein sources. Encourage insect populations in your yard: termites, worms, crickets, grasshoppers. Compost piles can be a goldmine for worms and larvae. Chickens scratch for fun, but guinea fowl scratch for survival. Use it to your advantage. 4. Pasture management. Rotate outdoor spaces so that grass and weeds regrow, providing fresh greens. Plant fast-growing cover crops like clover or alfalfa in their foraging areas. 5. Kitchen and restaurant partnerships. Partner with local restaurants or grocery stores to collect unsold produce. Many businesses will happily give scraps away for free rather than pay disposal fees. These strategies don't just cut costs, they also create a powerful marketing edge. Imagine selling your meat and eggs under the label, raised on farm fresh grains, insects, and natural greens. With minimal industrial feed, consumers will pay more for that story. And it's 100% true. Feed is more than nutrition, it's branding. Here's something many farmers miss. Your feeding system is also your branding system. Birds raised with access to natural foraging equals better tasting meat. Diets rich in insects and greens equals richer, creamier yolks in eggs. Marketing your guinea fowl as naturally raised equals premium price point at farmers markets, restaurants, and online sales. In other words, feeding isn't just science, it's strategy. It's how you position your product in a market that craves healthy, ethical, and sustainable food. When you follow the 5-star menu approach, you don't just keep your guinea fowl alive, you turn every feeding day into an investment in future profits. Balanced nutrition means healthier birds, faster growth, tastier meat, and stronger demand. And when you combine that with cost-saving strategies, you unlock the secret to making guinea fowl farming one of the highest ROI ventures in modern poultry. Part 7. Modern Farm Management. Farming has always been about hard work. But in today's world, smart farmers know that success doesn't come from working harder, it comes from working smarter. And that's exactly where guinea fowl farming shines. By combining their natural strengths with modern tools and systems, you can run a farm that's not only profitable but also efficient, scalable, and easier to manage than you ever imagined. Welcome to the era of modern farm management, where automation, data, and smart monitoring transform your backyard into a mini high-tech agribusiness. Automation tools, less labor, more results. Imagine this. Instead of hauling heavy buckets of feed and water every morning, you walk into your yard, check your birds, and everything is already taken care of. The feeders are full, the water is clean and flowing, the air in the coop is fresh. That's the power of automation. Automatic feeders, designed to release controlled amounts of feed, preventing waste and ensuring every bird gets its share. No more spilled feed, no more uneven growth. Automatic waterers, constant fresh water supply, reduced risk of contamination, and less daily maintenance for you. Birds drink more, stay hydrated, and grow better. Ventilation fans, especially important in hot US states like Texas, Florida, or Georgia. Good airflow keeps temperatures stable, reduces ammonia buildup, and prevents disease. These systems aren't just luxuries, they're investments. They cut down labor costs by up to 30%, reduce bird stress, and increase your overall productivity. Smart farming apps, data in your pocket. Here's the truth. Farming today is not just about tending to animals, it's about managing information. Feed usage, growth rates, mortality, and vaccination schedules can make or break your profits. That's where technology comes in. With smart farming apps, many free or low cost, you can track how much feed your flock consumes each week, vaccination and health treatment schedules, daily growth and weight records, mortality rates and cost analysis. Some apps even connect with digital scales and sensors, giving you real-time updates. Think of it as having a virtual farm manager in your pocket. Whether you're managing 50 birds or 5,000, this kind of data tracking allows you to make business decisions with precision instead of guesswork. Environmental control, the invisible key to profit. Here's something many new farmers overlook. The environment inside your co-op is as important as the feed you provide. Guinea fowl may be hardy, but they thrive best under controlled conditions. Temperature. Keep the environment between 28 to 32 degrees Celsius. 82 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Too cold, and birds use energy to stay warm instead of growing. Too hot, and they stop eating and slow their growth. Humidity. Maintain 60 to 70%. High humidity breeds bacteria, while too dry an environment stresses the birds. Ventilation. Fresh air prevents respiratory diseases and removes excess moisture and ammonia from droppings. With today's affordable technology, even small-scale farmers can install simple digital thermometers, humidity sensors, and exhaust fans. These tools cost less than a few lost birds but can save you thousands by preventing disease and death. Growth monitoring, turning scales into dollars. Finally, let's talk about one of the simplest but most powerful tools in farming, the scale. Regular weighing might sound boring, but it's your profit meter. Weigh your birds every 2 weeks. Track their average weight gain. Adjust feed or environment if they fall behind the target growth curve. Your target, 1.5 to 2 kilograms, 3 to 4 pounds, by 75 to 90 days. Birds that hit this mark on schedule equals money in your pocket. Birds that lag behind equals wasted feed, delayed sales, and lower profits. Here's the kicker: in many cases, farmers who regularly weigh and adjust feed plans see 10 to 15% higher profits compared to those who don't. Why? Because they're optimizing feed instead of blindly spending. The future of farming: blending nature with technology. Think about it. You've got a bird that already reduces your costs by foraging, resists disease, and grows quickly. Now add automation, smart apps, environmental control, and growth tracking, and suddenly you have a system that feels less like old-fashioned farming and more like a streamlined business machine. This is the modern blueprint. Work with the bird's natural instincts while letting technology handle the heavy lifting. The result? Healthier birds, higher survival rates, lower costs, and most importantly, a farm that runs on efficiency and intelligence. With this approach, guinea fowl farming doesn't just become a side hustle. It becomes a scalable agribusiness that fits perfectly into the growing demand for healthy, sustainable, and tech-savvy farming in America today. Part 8. Health Management, Prevention is Profit. There's a saying in farming: you don't lose money when you build your co-op. You lose money when disease takes over. And it couldn't be more true. No matter how well you set up your guinea fowl farm, if you neglect health management, one outbreak can wipe out months of hard work in just a few days. The good news? Guinea fowl are naturally tougher than chickens and turkeys. They evolved in the wild, which means they already have strong immune systems. But don't mistake tough for invincible. With the right management, you can achieve survival rates of 95 to 97%. But without it, you might watch profits vanish overnight. This is where the real money in farming lies, not just in feeding and growing birds, but in keeping them healthy, consistently, year after year. Common risks. Know your enemy. Even the strongest birds have weak spots. For guinea fowl, the most common health challenges include gut infections, Salmonella, E. coli. These bacteria live everywhere, in water, feed, or dirty litter. They cause diarrhea, weakness, and sudden deaths. Left untreated, you could lose 10 to 20% of your flock in a single outbreak. Respiratory issues, CRD, chronic respiratory disease. Think of this like poultry flu. Birds start coughing, wheezing, or showing nasal discharge. Stress from poor ventilation, sudden temperature drops, or overcrowding often triggers it. Coccidiosis, a silent killer caused by parasites in the gut. Signs include bloody droppings, reduced appetite, and slow growth. It spreads fast in damp litter or wet ground. These risks are universal, whether you're farming in Africa, Vietnam, or America, but they're also preventable if you run your farm like a professional. Prevention strategy: building a health shield. When it comes to guinea fowl health, prevention isn't just better than cure, it's cheaper, easier, and more profitable. Here's how you build your flock's health shield. 1. Strict hygiene. Keep housing clean, dry, and well ventilated. Remove wet litter immediately. Disinfect feeders and waterers weekly with mild bleach or vinegar solution. Rotate outdoor areas to avoid parasite buildup in the soil. 2. Vaccination schedule. Guinea fowl don't need as many vaccines as chickens, but a basic schedule can save your flock. Day 5. Newcastle vaccine, eye drop or drinking water. Day 7. Gumboro, first dose. Day 14. Gumboro, second dose. Day 21. Newcastle booster. These prevent the most devastating poultry diseases, ensuring survival and growth. 3. Natural remedies, the herbal edge. One of the easiest, cheapest, and most effective health boosters comes straight from nature. Garlic. Crushed cloves mixed into feed or water improve digestion and act as a natural antibiotic. Basil. Adds antioxidants and boosts immunity. Lotus leaves or turmeric. Aid in gut health and reduce inflammation. Farmers across the world are rediscovering these remedies, not just because they work, but because they allow you to market your product as antibiotic-free and naturally raised. That's a premium brand advantage in today's food-conscious market. Treatment. Act fast. Act smart. Even with the best prevention, sickness may still strike. The secret to saving your flock is speed. Quick isolation. The moment you see a sick bird, lethargy, watery droppings, odd breathing, separate it immediately. This single step can stop an outbreak from spreading. Targeted medication. For gut infections, use amoxicillin or tylosin under veterinary guidance. For coccidiosis, Improlium is a trusted option. For respiratory issues, doxycycline works well. Boost recovery. Always combine treatment with electrolytes, glucose, and vitamins to help birds recover faster. Remember, time is money. Acting within 24 hours can mean the difference between losing 5 birds or 50. Prevention equals profit. Think of health management like an invisible insurance policy. You might not see the payoff immediately, but it saves you from financial disaster. A farmer who loses 20% of a 1,000 bird flock isn't just losing birds. He's losing thousands of dollars in sales, weeks of labor, and consumer trust. On the other hand, a farmer who invests in hygiene, vaccines, and herbal remedies keeps 97% of his flock alive, grows birds to full market weight, and delivers products that customers can trust. That's not just survival, that's profit maximization. So here's the takeaway. Don't cut corners on health. Prevention is not a cost, it's the profit engine that keeps your farm sustainable, reliable, and scalable. Part 9. Harvesting and Market Strategies. You've built the co-op, raised your flock, managed their health, and watched them grow from tiny keets into full-grown birds. Now comes the most exciting part: harvesting and turning your guinea fowl into real profit. This is where all your hard work pays off, and with the right strategy, you can multiply your earnings, build long-term relationships with buyers, and even establish your own brand. Harvest time, the sweet spot for profit. Guinea fowl are typically ready for market between 75 to 90 days. When they weigh around 1.5 to 2 kilograms, 3 to 4 pounds. At this weight, they're tender, flavorful, and fetch the highest prices in the market. Harvesting too early means lost potential, while waiting too long increases feed costs without much gain. Think of it like harvesting crops. You want the perfect balance of quality and quantity. The 75 to 90 day window is your golden harvest period. Transport and handling, protecting your investment. How you handle your birds during transport can make or break your sale. Stress or injury reduces meat quality and can even lead to mortality. Cutting into your profits. Here's the smart approach. Use humane, well-ventilated cages that allow airflow and prevent overcrowding. Limit each cage to about 20 to 25 birds for safe travel. Transport during early morning or late evening, when temperatures are cooler, reducing stress. Always provide shade during loading and unloading. This ensures your birds arrive at the market healthy, calm, and in the best possible condition, ready to sell at premium prices. 9.1 The local market. where the real money starts. Let's start close to home. In the US, the local market is booming with opportunities for guinea fowl. Restaurants and farm-to-table dining. Chefs love guinea fowl because it offers a unique, exotic flavor that sets their menus apart. A roasted guinea fowl dish can easily sell for $35 to $50 a plate in upscale restaurants. That means they're willing to pay you a premium for high-quality supply. Supermarkets and specialty stores. Ethnic supermarkets and organic food stores often import guinea fowl. But local supply is limited. By partnering with them, you can provide fresher, local birds and cut out the middleman. Farmers markets. Health-conscious families and foodies are always searching for something unique. Selling directly at farmers markets allows you to earn the full retail price, often $6 minus $8 per pound, or double the price of chicken. Think about it. If chicken sells for $2 minus $3 per pound, and guinea fowl regularly fetches $6 minus $8 per pound, you're looking at 2 to 3x higher revenue per bird. That's the kind of margin every farmer dreams of. 9.2 The export market. Taking it global. The opportunity doesn't stop at local buyers. With proper certifications, guinea fowl can be a lucrative export product. Target countries. Japan, Korea, and Middle Eastern nations all have strong demand for specialty poultry. Requirements. You'll need to meet international standards like HACCP, Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point, and GAP, Good Agricultural Practices. These may sound intimidating, but they also allow you to command much higher prices. Export premiums. While local U.S. prices are already strong, export markets often pay even more for guaranteed quality, packaging, and certification. Imagine this. The same bird that sells locally for $25 minus $30 could be worth $35 minus $40 overseas. That's not just profit, it's scaling your business into an international brand. 9.3 Branding strategy. Turning birds into a movement. Here's where smart farmers truly set themselves apart. Anyone can raise birds. Anyone can sell them. But only a few build a brand that commands loyalty and higher prices. Build a clean guinea fowl brand. Position your birds as naturally raised, antibiotic-free, and eco-friendly. Today's consumers want more than just food, they want values. Social media marketing. Share your story on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. Show people your birds roaming the pasture, eating natural feed, and living healthy lives. A single viral video of your flock chasing insects can turn viewers into loyal buyers. Partnerships with distributors. Work with farm-to-table distributors, local food hubs, or specialty meat suppliers who can guarantee you consistent demand. Stability means you can focus on production while they handle sales. Branding transforms your farm from just another poultry supplier into a premium name. Think of it like this. Chicken is everywhere, but organic pasture-raised chicken is a brand. Guinea fowl, with the right marketing, can be your version of that. Unique, rare, and irresistible to consumers. Harvest to fortune, the full cycle. When you put it all together, here's what your journey looks like. 1. Raise birds to 75 to 90 days for maximum profit. 2. Handle transport with care to protect your investment. 3. Sell locally to restaurants, supermarkets, and farmers markets at $6 minus $8 per pound. 4. Expand into exports for even higher margins. 5. Build a brand that tells a story, creates trust, and multiplies value. This is more than just harvesting birds, it's about harvesting opportunities. Opportunities that start in your backyard and can grow into a sustainable business model with national and even global reach. So ask yourself, do you want to just sell birds? Or do you want to build a brand, a market, and a legacy? With guinea fowl, the choice is in your hands. Part 10. Case studies and success stories. Every great business idea becomes real when you see it working in the hands of real people. Guinea fowl farming isn't just a theory, it's already creating wealth for farmers, homesteaders, and entrepreneurs around the world. Let's look at a few powerful stories that show how different approaches From small scale to large operations, all lead to success. Farmer A, the small-scale starter who made it work. Meet James, a part-time farmer from the Midwest. Like many Americans, he started with just a backyard plot and a dream of earning extra income for his family. He decided to try guinea fowl after reading about their pest control benefits and premium market value. He started with 1,000 birds, built a simple but efficient housing system, and focused on selling directly to local farmers markets and a few farm-to-table restaurants in his area. Each bird cost him around $5 to raise, including feed and basic care, and sold for an average of $20 minus 25 at market weight. At the end of his first cycle, about 3 months, James walked away with a profit of $1,500. Not bad for a side hustle. But more importantly, he realized something powerful. This wasn't just a one-time experiment. It was a repeatable business model. Today, he runs 3 to 4 cycles per year, turning his backyard hobby into a steady income stream that pays his mortgage. Farmer B, scaling up with technology. Now let's shift gears to a larger operation. Michael, a second-generation farmer, had already been raising chickens and turkeys on his family's land in North Carolina. But competition was fierce, margins were shrinking, and he needed something new to stand out. That's when he discovered guinea fowl. Instead of starting small, Michael went big, launching with 5,000 birds in his first year. To handle the workload, he invested in automatic feeders, water systems, and ventilation fans. He also used farm management apps to track feed consumption, monitor growth, and schedule vaccinations. His upfront investment was higher than James's, but the payoff was huge. After 1 year, Michael made a net profit of around $15, with steady contracts supplying guinea fowl meat to regional distributors and specialty butchers. For him, the key was efficiency and scale. Technology allowed him to manage thousands of birds with less labor, less stress, and more consistency. Today, Michael proudly says, "Guinea fowl saved my farm from going under. Now, I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving." The female entrepreneur, branding her way to success. Not all success stories come from traditional farmers. Meet Sophia, a marketing graduate turned agripreneur. With zero farming background, she saw an opportunity to create a premium food brand around guinea fowl. She launched under the label, Clean Guinea Fowl, highlighting her birds as antibiotic-free, pasture-raised, and naturally fed with grains and greens. Instead of selling through local markets, she went straight to supermarkets and high-end grocery chains. By building her brand story, sharing videos on social media of her flocks roaming in open pastures, showcasing recipes, and connecting directly with consumers, she created a loyal following. Within her first year, her branded guinea fowl products sold for 30% more than in branded competitors. Her lesson was clear: while anyone can raise birds, not everyone can sell a story. By focusing on branding and consumer trust, Sophia transformed guinea fowl into not just food, but a lifestyle choice for health-conscious families. Lessons learned, the formula for success. From James's backyard hustle to Michael's large-scale system, and Sophia's branding breakthrough, the lesson is crystal clear. Technology makes scaling possible. Branding turns products into premium goods. Partnerships with restaurants, distributors, or supermarkets create stability. Whether you're starting small or dreaming big, guinea fowl farming adapts to your vision. It's flexible, profitable, and, most importantly, it's proven. And here's the truth: the next success story could be yours. Part 11. Turning waste into wealth. Here's a truth that most people don't realize: in farming, nothing should ever go to waste. Every feather, every eggshell, every pile of manure has value if you know how to use it. And when it comes to guinea fowl, this principle can turn what most farmers see as a problem into an entirely new income stream. Instead of paying to dispose of waste, you can transform it into something that actually adds money to your pocket. Welcome to the world of closed-loop farming, the system where your birds feed your land. Your land feeds your crops. And your crops feed your profits. Manure is organic fertilizer, black gold for your soil. Guinea fowl manure is rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, NPK, the three essential nutrients every plant craves. Unlike synthetic fertilizers, which are costly and often harmful to the environment, guinea fowl manure is a natural, organic solution. Think about it. A flock of 100 guinea fowl can produce 1 to 2 tons of manure per year. Instead of being a waste product, that's enough to fertilize an entire vegetable garden or small crop field. Organic farmers and home gardeners are willing to pay $50 to $100 per ton for composted manure. That means if you're raising 1,000 birds, your manure alone could generate an extra $1-2,000 annually, without selling a single bird. Integration with vegetable farming, the closed-loop system. Now imagine combining your guinea fowl with a small vegetable or fruit operation. Here's how the cycle works. 1. Guinea fowl produce manure. 2. The manure is composted into organic fertilizer. 3. That fertilizer is used to grow vegetables, herbs, or fruits. 4. The crop waste, stalks, leaves, overripe produce, is fed back to the birds as part of their diet. 5. Birds produce more manure, and the cycle repeats. This isn't just eco-friendly, it's economically brilliant. You cut down on feed costs by recycling farm byproducts, reduce chemical input costs for crops, and create multiple streams of revenue from the same piece of land. Farmers who adopt this system often double their profit potential. Meat plus eggs plus vegetables plus organic fertilizer sales. A secondary income stream, the hidden business inside the farm. Here's where it gets exciting. People don't just want food anymore, they want sustainable food. They want to know that what they're buying is not only healthy for them but also good for the planet. By marketing your guinea fowl products as part of a sustainable, closed-loop system, you instantly stand out. You're not just selling poultry, you're selling a story of environmental responsibility. That's a powerful branding tool that lets you charge premium prices. And let's not forget, the organic fertilizer market in the US alone is booming. It's projected to grow to over $15 billion in the next decade. Fueled by the demand for chemical-free food. That means even if you don't grow vegetables yourself, you can bag and sell your composted guinea fowl manure directly to gardeners, landscapers, and organic farms. Waste into wealth, the bigger picture. When you step back, you realize guinea fowl farming isn't just about raising birds. It's about creating a mini ecosystem where nothing is wasted and everything has value. Meat, eggs, pest control, fertilizer, it all adds up. This is what makes guinea fowl such a game changer. They don't just bring profit from their bodies, they create opportunities from their byproducts. Every pile of manure is another dollar sign. Every leftover vegetable becomes tomorrow's feed. It's farming at its smartest, leanest, and most profitable. So the next time you see waste, don't think of it as a problem. Think of it as hidden gold, waiting to be turned into your next income stream. Part 12. Step-by-step action plan for beginners. Starting a farm can feel overwhelming. Questions flood your mind. Where do I begin? How much will it cost? What if I fail? The truth is, every successful guinea fowl farmer, from backyard beginners to large-scale agripreneurs, started with the same first step, just getting started. The beauty of guinea fowl farming is that you don't need a huge investment or decades of experience. You need a clear plan, the discipline to follow it, and the willingness to learn along the way. Here's your step-by-step blueprint to turn guinea fowl from an idea into a profitable reality. Step 1. Start small. Build confidence with 100 to 200 birds. Don't rush into thousands of birds right away. Begin with 100 to 200 keats, baby guinea fowl. Why? Because this number is big enough to give you real experience and real profit, but small enough to manage easily in your backyard. At this scale, you'll learn how to handle feeding, housing, health management, and harvesting, without risking a massive financial loss. Think of it as your training ground. where mistakes are valuable lessons instead of costly disasters. Step 2. Learn through practice plus training programs. Books, videos, and guides, like this one, are great, but nothing replaces hands-on experience. Watch your birds closely. Notice how they behave, how they forage, how they react to weather changes. The more you observe, the more you'll understand their needs. At the same time, invest in training programs, agricultural workshops, or extension services in your area. Many universities and agricultural organizations in the U.S. offer free or affordable courses on poultry farming, biosecurity, and marketing. These programs give you insider tips that shorten your learning curve and connect you with experts. Step 3. Expand gradually, from side hustle to business. Once you've mastered the basics and completed a successful cycle or two, scale up. Move from 200 birds to 500, then to 1,000 or more. With each expansion, reinvest profits into better housing, automation, and feed systems. This gradual growth strategy protects you from overextending and ensures that every expansion is sustainable. Remember, farming is not a race. It's about building steady, reliable income that grows with you. Step 4. Build a brand. Don't just sell birds. Sell a story. This is where many farmers miss out. Raising guinea fowl is only half the job. Selling them for the highest possible price is the other half. And branding is the key. Choose a name for your farm that reflects your values. Pasture-raised guinea fowl, Golden Guinea Farm, or Clean Fowl Company. Share your journey on social media. Post videos of your birds chasing ticks, photos of your eco-friendly setup, or recipes for guinea fowl meals. Remember, consumers don't just buy food. They buy trust, story, and lifestyle. The better you tell your story, the more you can charge. Step 5. Connect with buyers and cooperatives. Secure your market. The last step is ensuring your birds have a consistent market. Don't wait until harvest day to look for buyers. Start building connections early. Talk to local chefs at farm-to-table restaurants. Build relationships with farmers market coordinators. Partner with specialty butchers and ethnic grocery stores. Join agricultural cooperatives, which pool resources and guarantee markets. This not only ensures that you always have a place to sell your birds, it also stabilizes your income, giving you peace of mind. The beginner's blueprint in one sentence. Start small, learn by doing, scale up wisely, build your brand, lock in your market. Follow this roadmap, and you'll move from beginner to professional in less time than you think. Your guinea fowl journey starts now. Every business starts with a single step. The sooner you take it, the sooner you'll see results. Whether you want a side hustle to supplement your income or a full-scale agribusiness, guinea fowl offer a path that's low risk, high profit, and future-proof. So don't wait for the perfect moment, create it. Your first flock of guinea fowl could be the beginning of a story that changes not only your life, but the way your community eats, farms, and thinks about food. Part 13. The Big Picture. Why Guinea Fowl Matters. By now, you've seen how guinea fowl can transform a backyard into a steady stream of income. You've learned about their behavior, their resilience, their market value, and the systems that make them profitable. But let's step back for a moment and look at the bigger picture. This isn't just about raising birds. It's about building something bigger, something that touches farmers, consumers, the environment, and even the future of global agribusiness. Guinea fowl matter because they solve problems on multiple levels. For farmers, high ROI, low risk. Let's start with the people on the front lines, the farmers. For decades, small farmers have been squeezed by rising feed costs, disease outbreaks, and razor-thin margins from crowded chicken and turkey markets. Many feel trapped, working harder every year but earning less. Guinea fowl flips that script. With their hardy nature, lower feed dependence, and higher market price, they give farmers something rare in today's economy: a high return with lower risk. A flock of 200 birds can become a side hustle that pays your bills. A flock of 1,000 can cover your family's yearly expenses. And with scaling, guinea fowl can grow into a thriving agribusiness. For farmers, this isn't just livestock, it's a lifeline. For consumers, a healthier, more exciting option. Consumers today are smarter and more health conscious than ever before. They read labels, ask questions, and demand better food. They want meat that's leaner, cleaner, and more natural. Guinea fowl delivers on all counts. Leaner than chicken, lower fat than turkey, packed with protein, iron, and essential nutrients. Add to that a flavor profile often described as a perfect mix between chicken and wild game, and you have a product that excites foodies, satisfies health enthusiasts, and delights families who want something different on the dinner table. Guinea fowl isn't just another protein, it's an experience, a conversation piece, and a way for consumers to feel good about what they're eating. For the environment, farming that heals instead of harms. Here's where guinea fowl truly shine. Farming often gets criticized for damaging the planet, overuse of chemicals, unsustainable feed practices, and the destruction of biodiversity. But guinea fowl farming can be the opposite, a solution instead of a problem. Natural pest control. A small flock can eliminate ticks, grasshoppers, beetles, and other pests without a single drop of pesticide. That's healthier for the land, safer for families, and better for the planet. Organic integration. Guinea fowl manure is a natural fertilizer, feeding vegetables and crops in a closed-loop system. Waste doesn't go to landfills, it regenerates the soil. Lower carbon footprint, because they forage and supplement their own diets. Guinea fowl reduce reliance on industrial feed production, which is one of the biggest environmental burdens in modern agriculture. For eco-conscious communities, guinea fowl represent the future, farming that feeds people while protecting ecosystems. For the future, a scalable agribusiness model. And finally, let's talk about the big vision. Farming isn't just about today, it's about tomorrow. With the global population projected to hit nearly 10 billion by 2050, the world needs sustainable, efficient, and profitable models of food production. Guinea fowl offers exactly that. Scalable. Start with 100 birds. Grow to thousands. Adaptable. Works in backyards, homesteads, and commercial farms alike. Global potential. Demand is rising in the US, Europe, and Asia simultaneously. This isn't just a niche market, it's the seed of a new farming revolution. The same way free-range chicken and organic beef became billion-dollar industries. Guinea fowl is poised to become the next big wave in specialty. Sustainable protein. The big picture. So why does guinea fowl matter? Because it delivers value across the board. To farmers, it offers security and profit. To consumers, it offers health and flavor. To the environment, it offers balance and renewal. To the future of agriculture, it offers hope. Guinea fowl is not just a bird. It's a business model. It's a sustainability model. It's a bridge between tradition and innovation. And most importantly, it's an opportunity waiting for you to take. Part 14. Call to action. So here we are. You've seen the numbers. You've heard the success stories. You've learned how guinea fowl can deliver profits, health, and sustainability all in one package. But here's the real question. Right finger, are you ready to turn your backyard into a gold mine? This isn't a dream. It's not a maybe someday idea. It's a real, proven opportunity that farmers around the world are already using to change their lives. And the only thing standing between you and your own guinea fowl success story is action. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait until someone else takes this opportunity in your community. The perfect time is now. The opportunity is sitting right in front of you. And all it takes is that first step. Start your guinea fowl journey today. And if this video inspired you, if you found yourself thinking, wow, I could really do this, then do me one favor. Hit that like button. Smash the subscribe button to join our growing community here at the Farmer's Alley. And most importantly, share this video with a friend, a family member, or anyone you know who dreams of building something of their own. Because you never know, the spark that changes someone's life might come from you. And don't go anywhere, because we've got something exciting coming up next. In our next video, we're diving into a head-to-head showdown. Right finger from guinea fowl to ducks, which is the better investment? You won't want to miss it, so make sure you're subscribed. Turn on that notification bell, and get ready for even more farming gold mines right here on the Farmer's Alley. Until next time, keep dreaming big, farming smart, and building the future you deserve.